So the first act takes place in the night as you guys are journeying in the ashen wood, and Lorena is leading the way with your grayscale vision.
Oh.
This makes it feel really official and like.
I just like breathe right into it. And so, with the long rest, does this eliminate the exhaustion as well that we have required?
It should, yeah, because the way I'll have it work is for every point of exhaustion you need to get rid of, you can just rest an extra day. So you'll just rest longer. So it'll get back down to 0 pretty quickly. Lorna, you're leading the way through the ashen wood. You guys are at low health, like 6 and 8, and you guys have just barely left at this point. So in a way, we know the ending of this tale, but there's some important elements to unfold. So as you guys are journeying in the night, there's just some fires lighting your way in the ashen woods. Basically, what you guys will do is the important part. Roll a Constitution save for exhaustion. So for now, you guys are at 0 points of exhaustion each, because it's the beginning of the journey. And this would be the first night that you guys are pressing on. Normally, you try to rest, and you can, decide to kind of rest.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't sleep, you can
Go into trance.
not walk for a while, and so you won't get exhausted. Because normally you walk like 8 hours a day, be just fine. But if you try to press on, you might get exhausted. So you rolled pretty good. You rolled poorly. So you would take a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
And what exhaustion does, and you're good for now, you just remain normal. But to explain exhaustion, it's quite important. And I wanted a card for you guys, but at level 1, you just have disadvantage on ability checks. So that's basically stuff that you try to do, besides like attack rolls and saving throws, kind of. It's basically anything else, like an ability.
A question though, because I already had 2 points before we even started this adventure because I was cursed. So do I keep those and I'm at 3?
No, for this, I think you got those later. So for this, you start at 0. You go to 1. And I think I gave you 1. Do you know how you got the second one? It was on the journey.
Yeah.
So
I don't. Oh.
1 I just gave to you, but for the purposes of this, we'll ignore that one. But so you'll be at 1 for now. Just for the purposes of this little dream world, you got 1, and yeah, you guys kind of press on. Basically, as you guys slowly trudge on. Actually, you can set the pace, Elizabeth, since you're the one leading the way. You can either choose to go at a normal pace or go at a slow pace, which will allow you to use stealth, or you can go at a fast pace, which will possibly make you more exhausted, possibly travel faster, and also make you bad at perceiving things.
We're gonna go slow because I'm the only one who can really see.
Yeah, that's cool. So make a stealth check.
18.
Nice. Okay, so as the sun rises on the ashen woods, you guys have been traveling for a day now. Core and Tredicor, you're both just kind of realizing how badly wounded you are. Core is just bruised all over, and Tredicor is kind of sliced on the side by a great sword from the encounter with the bounty hunter, drow elves. And you guys just need to do something about this. What do you want to do?
A health potion? No rolls. Or is it something more wounded? Because what else I can do is do anything.
I'm not sure what your health is at, but you could just really wrap it up, tend to your wounds as best you can.
Yeah.
Do you have medicine?
I have herbalism kit.
Yeah, it's more of a medicine check, unless you really need to regain those health points. That's all you want to consider there. Otherwise, more just like a narrative fix-up.
Yeah, just like patch myself up, I guess, with like whatever I have on me, linens from my.
And make a check for whatever you choose to do. So if it's herbalism, then you can describe that however you go about it.
So as we were walking along, I use my herbalism skills and the kit that I have to search for any flower or weed that might like help with the pain, and use that herbalism kit to make a small bandage or
It's on your side.
bandages and cover up the wound as
Yeah.
best I can.
Just kind of like a gouge from this great sword. Yeah, roll for that. Nice, 17 jumping dice. So it does great, you know, it really stops the pain.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of herbs you put on there.
Lavender oil.
Of course, like,
Sage.
that's very impressive. What kind of herbs are those?
It's just something I learned from the monastery.
It's good to have you with us. After a while, Core, well, actually at the same time, Core, you know, has to kind of tend to his wounds, which are also kind of his after. He's just got great bruising, and he kind of seems in bad conditions. Moaning and crying, like, can't go on. But he just takes off his armor to attend to his wounds. But after attending to his wounds with you, he says he'll offer anyone to wear his armor. He doesn't want to wear it. He's getting pretty tired from a long journey. So anyone wants to wear his kind of heavy plate mail,
I don't know if we can.
offers it up to you.
You can be, so I don't want to wear it.
One of the freedmen amongst you offers to wear it, and he dons this armor. In just a few minutes, in about 10 minutes, you guys make it on your way again for the remainder of the day. How are you guys gonna like organize yourselves this time? You guys following Core, or are you still leading?
I thought she was.
I'm
You're leading.
because I can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Now it's daytime though.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't want to be in front then. Wait, so is the recap over? Or this
No.
is before the nighttime?
This is after the nighttime. Still walking, so it's still the recap.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll be right next to Core on the left.
And Core was like, you know, he's happy with you leading, dodging fires.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep leading, you can.
Okay. So yeah, I say we, because if I remember, like what we're trying to recap is we're trying to get to the castle of Ozar, or
You're trying to go to Iron Haven. Just to get away from the elves who are pursuing you.
so that's still
From Ozar.
east then.
So running away from Ozar,
Yeah.
the bad guys, basically to the knight's perspective, and
Okay. Can we use I think we should just carry on in the direction that we need to go.
if you're gonna lead, then I'll just have you make a survival check.
That's 13.
Cool. After a while, Core just like being pretty tired and trying to drag along. You guys notice he produces a green potion vial and kind of contemplates and sips it down. And then he kind of seems to have been re-energized. He's able to keep up with you guys and help lead the way. Basically, you notice as you're kind of leading this way, in front of you, like you noticed the other day, in this dense ashen wilderness, this kind of globule of ash begins to rise in front of you guys and takes the form of like this skeletal ashen zombie and kind of reaches out for you as he's in front of you. But Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Let's see. So I'm kind of caught off guard. This is coming right at me.
A little bit. You kind of see him rising up, and he's a little bit slow. He's right in front of you. You
I
kind of have a
stop.
moment to react.
Like
You know, you definitely know what's going on because you encountered this the other day.
yeah. So I actually will do. How close is he?
I'd say he's like 5 feet in front of you.
Okay. Can I do a movement towards him, and then the next one be an attack?
Yeah, you can attack this guy. I'll have you all roll initiative.
17.
3.
Okay. So you can react first, actually, as he kind of charges at this ash zombie. What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna kind of run up and try to be on the side of it and then fireball.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and roll your attack. Describe it.
5.
So you firebolt as you like send it out towards this ash zombie. It kind of seems to make contact with him, but it seems to just completely shrug it off like it was nothing. You think maybe it just barely grazed him though. It didn't hit him fully. But
Did I catch him off guard at all?
no, it didn't seem to phase him. But as you do, like, kind of charge in for him, he gets a quick kind of strike at you with these black claws that he has emerging from his ashen forward body. And yeah, it hits you with these claws. Deals 4 points of damage. It's just like blood is probably spewing from your chest as it slashes across. And you were at 8, actually.
That's what I actually, yeah. But that,
perfect.
Yeah.
So. But now you have your reaction there.
So after this dash at me that goes right across me, I decide to. He's still right there in front of me, right?
Yeah.
I want to do use my chi just as like a reaction,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do a flurry of blows, and I just kind of want to do a really nice jab at him.
You can roll your first regular attack first.
Okay.
Do that. Natural 1. Oh yeah, that definitely misses. I'd say possibly like just as you punch, like the ashen body kind of just completely makes a gap for your hand. Just strike nothing as if you're punching through a ghost. But you can use your chi and then do your double attack.
Yeah.
You can roll both those attacks real quick.
19 and 6.
So yeah, 19 hits. What's the 6 in the end? Because you get your plus your dex, right?
Yeah. So that is. So that's 9.
So that hits actually.
So let's just do that. It's a D6, correct?
It's D4.
Uh, 3. 3.
Minimum damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be your action again, Lorena. You see kind of him taking these punches at this ashen figure in front of you, and actually, I guess Core will kind of draw his blade and rush in there next to you, taking a swing at this guy and seeming to deal some damage. as parts of this ashen body kind of flake away and are somewhat reformed from just like this initial ash about him. But yeah, you have an action.
I'm gonna try to shoot him with my arrow.
Okay. So drawing your bow and taking aim.
16.
That'll hit.
Huh? 1 plus 2, 3.
Okay, very good. Ash Zombie at this point, I think, kind of shrinks suddenly down into the ash before you, and you guys can make perception checks. Actually, kind of seems to disappear from sight entirely.
Just kind of like,
Yeah, just into the ashes below his body.
Alright, and I shot it.
What do you get with perception?
it's 18.
Ooh.
Nice, yeah. So.
Perceive.
You really hear nothing but the just like ambient fires crackling behind you. It's totally quiet for a second as everyone just stands waiting. You kind of do notice like this strange movement about on the dirt, like just kind of scurrying away as if a wall growing underground. What are you gonna do? What do you think? I'm just gonna wait for some.
I say we continue on. Because I feel like it's no use trying to wade through that ash. Like, we should just keep going. Because I feel like it's just going to be something that, like, reoccurs. It's like, we'll come back.
If Core is feeling better, we should go faster.
Okay, so yeah, you guys set off at a quicker pace and kind of try to make it to the edge of the ashen woods as fast as you can. You guys roll for exhaustion again, so Constitution save. As you kind of, you're pressing on without rest or really proper. Okay.
6.
We decided we couldn't go negative, right?
What's that?
We can't go negative, right? So it's 3 with a -4.
So you have ones. So you get a point of exhaustion, so you'll have disadvantage on abilities. So you go to 1, and you at 1 too, so you'll go to level 2. Level 2 means that your speed is halved, and the other
So
thing
we're
as well.
not going faster.
So you guys will, as you'll kind of have this moment where you're just like, you can't go on at this speed, and what are you gonna say?
Core, do you have any of that green thing I noticed you drink? It seemed like it made you feel a lot better, and I don't think I can make it out of this.
A stamina
I
potion.
can pay.
Sorry, Lass, I wish I had more for everyone. I debated taking it for myself, but I have nothing for you. I wish we had our cart. I worry it was a mistake to press on without it. But we will move as fast as you can. Keep everyone safe. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the first act. There's a second act of what I was wanting to correct. So that is just a little while later, like a day later actually. You're still on this journey. However, you guys make it to the pear forest, right? So it's sunrise now in the pear forest. You've been traveling at like basically 24 hours. You encountered a snake in the night, but now it's the morning. Okay, so just to set that scene for you. In the morning, in the pear forest, there was a little bit of ash on the ground, but as you're just kind of stumbling, quite exhausted and moving slowly, are you guys going to try to make a little bit of a short rest in the pear forest, or are you guys going to try to press on without resting?
Is the city pretty close to that? I can't remember.
So you're probably halfway or so.
I think now that so the ashes like scattered less and less now, and
Yeah, now you're just into this. There's leaves on the ground, but it's this pear forest. It's autumn, and there are leaves turning orange and red and falling around you. And there's acorns and mushy pears.
mushy pears.
The scent of just this rock that kind of fills the air.
I say we travel until we start seeing more fresh fruit and make
Yeah, so as you guys do just kind of try to press on, you're a bit slower, making not the best speed, but I'll have you guys make another Constitution save.
14.
1.
So you're good. You definitely give me exhaustion. So I'll tell you what level 3 exhaustion does. Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. So disadvantage on everything you roll and your speed attack. And if you get to 6, you die. 4, you'll learn about what your is.
We'll see.
Hopefully you don't learn about it later. You can advocate for sleeping. I'm not pressing on at this point. That would probably be wise. How does your character engage in this moment? You're in the pear forest just now, but you're just becoming very exhausted right now.
I want to keep going if I can.
Just gonna have your silent resolve to continue. Very well. Basically, as you guys continue on, make a perception check.
Hey.
13.
You kind of notice more or less this rustling in the trees come to the right, and this stampede of basically these wild boar just like coming through, cutting through the kind of meandering path in front of you that would just be like not like a main road or anything, just like a odd path. But that was just these pack of boars. You kind of notice this before anyone else.
So are they charging straight at us?
Kind of near you. You think you can miss them. Maybe if you back up a little bit, or just stay where you're at.
I say we. I don't know. Do they recognize us or?
They don't seem to be coming at you. Like
Yeah,
if you
okay.
kept walking.
I say
you'd
we
run
just
into
like
them.
hold our grounds and maybe hide, get away from just visibility from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avoidance is key.
Yeah.
And Cord just kind of like shrinks around behind the tree and kind of motions to the freedmen and follow suit. How are you guys going to hide?
True.
Yeah. I mean, I look for any shrubbery or.
Yeah, there's some shrubberies around. It's quite a dense forest actually. There's just like this small path, but there's a bunch of shrubs and like a little thicket off to the left.
Okay. I hide in the thicket and just kind of, I don't know, observe and.
Everybody make a stealth check.
18.
24.
You guys are just like totally obscured from these doors, but actually one of the freedmen who's kind of near you guys just like sneezes very loudly, and one of the boars like looks over wildly. You see this like red gleam in his eyes as he like charges towards the freedman, just like lowering his head and putting his horn on the freedman, and in just an instant he impales this poor chap, and you hear him just cry like ah! And he begins to be carried off along with the rest of the stampede. He like spiked on, like quite brutally impaled. Not sure how well that will be getting on, as kind of you hear Court crying out, ah, no. What are you guys gonna do?
We stay until the horde passes. We already know his fate.
Yeah.
At the end of the trail, there's a few more like roar kind of coming on, but then you see this large monster. You hear its footsteps at first rustling through the trees, and as it gets closer,
It's really assuming it's the ones that
chasing them
Oh.
away. Yeah, it's like this like large lizard as it comes into view. It's kind of got like lizard feet. It's got like this 4 feet, this long tail whipping through. But
I can make a water or they
notice it has like a gizzard, like a large head like a turkey, like wild feathers on across its back. And it's this large creature, about the size of 2 or 3 men, chasing after them. Make another perception check real quick. Or, sorry, not perception. Stealth.
I hate it. 7.
Yeah, the lizard kind of sniffs the turkey lizard and kind of guacs at you like ah! And like begins like flapping its feathers at you, clearly noticing you behind the tree where you're kind of standing. What are you gonna do? Kind of like scraping at this tree, but you're kind of on the opposite side of the tree. But it like knows you there. It's like it's close. You're like almost out of its view. It knows you there. So what do you want to do?
Can I try to like roll stealth again and see if I can get away or like disengage?
Yeah, do that. Can do both those.
Maybe.
So yeah, describe how you try to run away. Doesn't go so well.
I try to sneak, but I fall a little bit on my knees and like rustle the stuff on the ground and really like.
Yeah, as you kind of like turn around and get to your feet, you hear this giant turkey lizard just like looking down at you. Kind of saliva drops from its beak and falls on your face as it like gives a wild come on. And you guys should roll initiative actually. You can too. Although you're in the bushes, you still should. You can still lie there though.
I'm doing initiative to at least have a response. 14.
Okay, yeah, so I'll have this wild giant turkey take like a slash at you with its claws. And take 2 points of damage as this,
From the 6 that I was at.
yeah, as it's still it's kind of digging to your side there. Gosh. But yeah, you have the reaction. Either if you want to both, he's in the bushes, so goes to you.
Yeah. Even though I rolled both.
It's your turn.
Its claws off me though, like it's not still.
Yeah, just kind of take a thought. You're not angry. It's still just hovering over you.
How close to me is it?
It's right next to you. Like I said, it was, you know, in your face.
Yeah.
He's like standing over you. You're on the ground. Right on top of you. It's not pinning you down. It's right next to you.
I'm gonna do what I was taught to do at the monastery and play dead.
It's not a monastery.
Nope, but
It's a,
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna try to play dead and see if it will leave me alone.
As I see this,
and who taught you that? Okay. What's that?
so I think like since like I'm still observing in the bushes,
Yeah.
I see this giant beast just right over her. And how close am
I'd say you're about 10 feet away.
I? I do a dash to like just push it and Like, I don't know if I'm like behind
It
it.
is a large creature though, but yeah.
Large, like, I don't know.
You
How
can-
about instead of push it, like just like run up and just do a nice little kick right into the side of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try something a little bit.
Yeah.
At the same time, kind of, Core is, behind a tree. He kind of sees you running for it, drawing his sword to rush with you. Roll your attack. Kind of Core goes in with a slice and kind of cuts into his feathers a bit on his side there. Scales flush beneath the small creature. And it does kind of like push the beast away. He's not right on top of you anymore. And he kind of takes a few steps back, put some distance between these aggressors. So he kind of backs off behind a tree, but keeps eyeing you guys. What do you do?
Try to hide, run away again.
Okay, we're going.
Find another tree. Hopefully more to the side of his vision. Is there anything?
Okay, so assuming.
I mean, can I stealth away? I mean, he can see me, so it would just have to be like running away or something.
Yeah, I just want to know, just assuming you're looking at him, you're going to go right or left?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to run off to the right. Roll your stuff.
22.
Pretty good. Seems to go pretty well. You want to describe where you hide? How you get there? This goes pretty well. So,
It looks like you there. Is Cole on the left?
oh, you're getting up off the ground and he's
Yeah.
right next to you.
Like you said, he slipped back.
Yeah,
And he's
the
like-
beast, yeah, he ran off in front of you guys essentially.
Okay. Yeah, when he's looking slightly away from me, I just kind of like go out of his line of sight as much as possible and walk.
And hop behind the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, what are you going to do?
So since I totally missed on this attack, I'm still like, he's still within view, but he's quite.
I'd say it was 15 feet.
Yeah. I say that we make a run because like, I don't know how strong this beast is. It looks like it like took that as like a threat, and he almost backed off. So if he's no longer engaging, neither should we, especially our health and exhaustion. So we take that as a sign to start creeping away. And as we start doing this, we just kind of back off, and hopefully it doesn't get any aggressive with us. We start hitting.
Perfect. So, make a survival check. As you kind of just try to back away and find your ground again. Sounds like it goes pretty well. So, yeah, you kind of just like circumvent the area and then get back on your route to Iron Haven. You are still moving slowly due to exhaustion though. Do you guys want to rest or press on for another day as long as it takes?
I think we should press on, at least to get further away from the danger that we just encountered.
And I can't get rid of him with caution for like a long rest, right?
It just takes that many days with the number you have to get rid of it.
Yeah, let's just keep going. I'm gonna stop for like a whole day to get rid of him right now.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys, it was about midday, but you guys have to go for all through the night. And, at this point, the option is for you guys to press on, keep walking, and you can get more exhaustion, or you can rest.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's rest. Just past the door we just encountered this.
You guys can rest in the Trek Forest, and both of you guys make a survival check for me.
20.
17.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's a peaceful night. You guys can see the stars through the canopy of trees. Kind of scent of the ocean, kind of, or like some salty sea, kind of seems to overtake the area. You can kind of smell that in the night, but in the morning you guys press off again, and
It must be good. It's
must be getting close. Make another survival check as you guys see that through there.
12.
So, as you guys adventure, you see all manner of badgers and large beetles clung to the sides of trees. But yeah, you guys will rest for another night and press on in the morning, and eventually see the edge of Iron Haven as where we left off before. So that would end Act 2 of the recap episode. Thanks for bearing with me through that. But yeah, it takes quite a long time on your journey, so to get rid of your exhaustion, you definitely have to choose a long rest at this point. I'm not sure if we did that. I might chose a short rest before, but
We chose one, because I had 2 points in the end of last time.
okay, so we didn't calculate though how long you guys do after this. So to do a long rest is 3 days, plus however much exhaustion you have on your rid. That's kind of the last element. For that, you're going to add any curses you have, and that's 1 extra day for each, and any wounds you have. Serious wounds you want to get rid of, will add an extra day too. So I'd say you both have 1 wound and 1 curse, I believe, and however much exhaustion, and so it's 3 plus all that. That makes sense. So 3 plus
So it
exhaustion.
means 5 days.
8. 8 days.
Okay. Because you have 3 exhaustion? Okay. So,
Well, am I doing what I got on the
Yeah.
recap?
yeah.
3.
So 3. So yeah, you have 8 days and 5 days. So kind of make a note of that. Okay. So you guys, wake up in this quaint little inn that you found in kind of this outskirt town of Iron Haven. Beyond the walls of your inn, to the east, you see the great iron wall of Iron Haven, which kind of rises up quite high against the horizon. To the west behind you, the pear forest, which you came through. And up to the north, there's mountains, these great iron mountains. And, Yordin is a small farming village. It's got a fair amount of houses and farmers and folk about doing their work. And it's pretty peaceful and simple. Down to the south is the Poison Bay, and the kind of remains of this old fishing village. But you guys awaken basically on the first day we rest to this cloudy day. And Tredicor had promised to pull out a farmer's tree. So I'd say he goes off to repay that debt for the food and water you were given by that kindly old lady. And that leaves Lorena at the inn. Core is kind of talking to the innkeep and asking about something. But anything you want to get up to today, as you guys are doing a long rest, I think it kind of has a cool element of, you guys can go engage with NPCs and find quests and do non-strenuous activities, so you can still rest, but you can do things. So if there's anything like that you want to do, you want to go shopping and buy anything, you can do that during your rest, of course. And
I'm
So anything you guys want to do specifically on your days, if not the first day?
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to at least check out the shops. I know that I do need a resupply, at least on my herbalism kit, and maybe buy some stem potions, maybe.
Could be good.
Maybe like get some supplies that we just know that we'll need when the adventures to come. And see what the good around town is. What's around the campfire?
Yeah, so I'd say as you, kind of walk out the inn, you see now in the daylight, kind of the first time, the Yordin Township, which is, just got like thatched roof cottages and simple houses, but there's a lot of farmland. The inn you come out of is just kind of bordered by this four-way intersection with the dirt road. At the center of the dirt and mud coming in from the south. But there's some trees falling about. There's not a lot of people on the road, but you see some farmers in the distance and some fields. And there's definitely a house on the other side of the road with some maybe candles burning through the window in the early morning, flickering there. Off the road, leads up to the Iron Haven Gate, and it leads kind of deeper into the city. Where do you want to look specifically? There's down by the docks, there's up by the mountains, there's the fields, out by the Iron Gate.
We'll go by that one gate.
Yeah, up by the gate, there's not a lot of houses that way, but you see like a small, kind of, maybe like a fort up by the Grand Gate of the city, which is a bit of a walk off there, but you can definitely head up that direction. And as you go, you'll see farmers off in the fields to your right. Just like venturing off on the dirt road. Anything you want to do, Lorena?
Shopping.
You want to go shopping as well? You want to go with Tredicor, or you want to just like adventure on your own? Okay. Yeah. So having kind of had this explanation of the landscape, which direction you want to venture? Okay.
Wait, am I like in the town already? Are there no shops in the inn?
There's like a house across the way.
Not notably. It's like a small town. It's like everything seems just like a little thatched cottage. So the inn's like a bigger house, but even the inn is quite bigger. There's not a lot of showmanship to the town or anything like that. Yeah, you can go off in the fields. You definitely see like some farmers kind of digging up some crops, kind of tending to the fields, cleaning up for the winter. You can see. But yeah, if you want to approach them, or
do I see anything beyond the fields now that I'm a little ways into them, or just like it's fields?
Up into the north, there's this great mountain range, which is the Iron Face Mountains. It just kind of goes up into the north, but yeah, there's just more fields. There's more houses up in the distance, and there's hills with a few more houses, kind of in between the mountains. And off to the left is the pear forest. There's not much else besides just a little bit of houses and fields in this part of town. It seems to be all over the world.
I'm gonna go by the houses.
Okay, yeah. So up on the road, there's kind of, I'll say, like 2 houses once you get through the field. Up to the right, there's a house, and down to the left, there's a house with like this kind of crossroads, and a few more houses just past it.
I'm gonna go up to the crossroads and see what I see.
I'd say as you get up into the houses, you smell the scent of bread being baked, and it smells quite tasty. Your stomach definitely growls as you kind of see the heat and the scent leaving one of these little cottage windows. If in my game, if you knock, you have to go. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this lady, comes to the door after a moment, kind of this portly lady with this apron, fanciful colors and frills, and she seems like a kind of a shorter, rounder elf. She's got kind of short ears, and she kind of lights up to see you. She's like, "Oh, hello. How are you doing? What brings you here, stranger?"
The smell of bread brought me here.
Oh yes. I'm honored that you would smell my cooking. It's fairly.
Is it for sale? Can I buy some from your cooking?
I don't normally sell my cooking, but what are you looking for? Is it a loaf of bread or a pie?
That would be good. Either or both. Whatever you're willing to give.
I could definitely spare a loaf of bread. She looks at you. Roll a persuasion check.
13.
She says, "And maybe a pie as well for a friendly elf such as yourself. What's your name?"
Lorena,
Lorena.
what's your name?
Good to meet you. You can call me Miss Belgian.
Okay.
Come on into the entry hall. You entry, and she's got some candles lit, and as the kind of sun is rising, there's a little bit of light in this entry hall. But she scurries off into the kitchen, presumably, and grabs these for you. And so she'll come off.
I can take them and say thank you.
You're very welcome, dear. If you did want to do something to repay the kind old lady, I might have a job for you.
What's the job?
Wow. Let me tell you. As you're headed up to the gate, Tredicor, it's a little bit of a walk.
No.
It takes like an hour to get up to the gate, but it's pretty quiet other than just some farms in the fields. You don't notice anybody else on the road or anything. But up in the actual gate itself, there's 2 armed guards just standing watch, and the gate is closed. As you approach, that's what you notice. So there's kind of this little hut next to them with a blue stone roof, and just kind of looks like they were playing cards in there on the table. What are you going to do as you approach?
Approach the guards. And I guess speak with them and ask them why the city gates are closed.
Okay.
What, is this the fort or is this going into the city?
Yeah, this is the gate to Iron Haven. You're kind of on this outskirts town, which is called Yordin.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of going into the main part of the city. But yeah, bringing it back to you, Tredicor, of course. As you approach these guards, as I described there, by their table up in front of the gate, they'll kind of notice you and say, "Hello there, traveler. What brings you to Iron Haven?"
We were seeking safety.
Who's we?
My traveling companions and myself. There is only but 2 left of us.
There's only 2 of you left?
Well, 3, including myself.
What happened?
We were traveling through the ash forest and were ambushed. by some sort of ash monster. And then on our way here, we were also ambushed by some mighty creature that had a lizard chicken face and
Well, why on earth were you in the ash forest, lad?
it was the shortest way to get to Ironhaven.
Okay. Well, if you're just passing through, perhaps you should stay in the inn over in Yordin or Rondell, just past us further down the road. Probably be nice.
Will they have supplies there?
I reckon we should have some supplies for you. Nobody's allowed into the city right now without official permissions from El Roman magistrate. And the other guards are like, hey, you shouldn't have said that. I'm supposed to tell her the magistrate's orders. Oh, but you didn't tell every traveler about the exception. Very well then, carry on, traveler. The inn is behind you.
Okay. At least I gained some sort of information.
What are we gonna do now?
Isn't he the one that sent us on this mission in the first place?
Who?
Gordon?
Yeah, I think he is.
Orden.
L.
Oh.
Our good friend. You know?
Oh, yeah, Orton. Oh, Orton. What about if I talk to them about the Knights of the Word and how deal with Abraham and that we have come quite far? They should have actually came here before us because they were on a cartel.
The knights will kind of scowl at you and be like, listen, kid, we don't allow any religious laws in this town. You keep any agents of the war are not welcome here. If you know anything about them, you just tell me. We'll root them out of this neutral territory. So, what were you saying about your friends then?
They're just
The cartel?
the cartel. The ones that came in wagons. We were coming in together when our wagon broke.
Where are you going? What are you moving?
Refugees.
Refugees from where?
That's isn't
Make a perception or a persuasion check.
it?
I don't know what happened. You tell me. It was pretty interesting. Maybe we should talk a little bit longer. But yeah, at the house of this kindly elf cook, she'll say, well, if you really do have a good heart and you're willing to fulfill this old lady's request, I just ask that you help my neighbor.
While she's talking, we eat a pie like this.
Her child's missing. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. But I am heartbroken for her. Her name is Grace Ann. She lives just next door. If you would go see her. See if we can help her. You seem like you're capable now.
Your child's missing?
I'm sure you have a great thing. Yes. She's been missing for I think a few days.
When was the last time you saw her?
And myself? I think I saw her. a few
Where were
days ago.
you when you last saw her?
I was just here looking out the window.
Which window? I need to see the view.
Come to the
I'm
kitchen.
gonna help with this task.
Alright. That's fine. I'm glad you're so eager. Come with me to the kitchen. And just past the entryway, you turn right, kind of into this larger room, which is a kitchen. It just has like a fire burning on the side and kind of a cooking pot over it. And going up to the chimney, there's a wall, or a window right on the wall there. And it kind of looks out onto this field. And you can see another simple cottage like this one nearby beyond this kind of meager wooden fence. And she says, that's her house right there.
So,
She was playing in the field.
so it's facing like the way I came, like back towards the fields.
Yeah,
And then the other side of the house is towards the mountain floor.
yeah, that's good. Or no. The mountains are in the distance. It's
Out the same window.
well, actually, no, you're right. Sorry.
Here.
No, makes sense. This is the house right
Have any other kids gone missing?
now. I do think Grace Ann said there was another child missing. I don't know which one.
What's cooking in that pot?
Just barely starting soup for tonight's dinner.
If I find that kid, I'll be back for dinner.
I look forward to seeing you there. And blessing of the words.
Yes, blessing with the words. You said your neighbor's name was Gracie.
That's correct.
Okay, I'll go visit her now. Thanks for the food.
And mine was Eldon. Don't forget to visit soon.
See you at
Lorena.
dinner.
See you then. And the mom just kind of waves to you. Good luck. As you make your way out.
Sit down on her little stoop and finish the pie and leave the tin on.
Okay. What are you going to do after that?
Then I'm going to a police house for exam.
Okay. Yeah, just next door. As you knock. Are you going to knock? Yeah, so you don't hear anything for a minute, but then you kind of hear some shuffling within. A minute later, this old lady does come to the door and she says, yes, who's there? Kind of just through the crack.
I open her out to the crack and say, I heard your kid was missing. I'm here about that.
Can I help you? And she opens the door all the way to just reveal this kind of short, old lady with gray hair. She seems to be a human. She's quite short. Very short. She looks like something for something. She says like,
It's not.
she looks good. And she says, yes.
How old is your daughter?
She's 12.
I can try to help.
I don't think I know. Just one second,
Oh, it's like,
actually.
just 1 second, actually. Detective mission. It's one of the investigator. So it's not a murder, it's
Hopefully it's just a lost child. Hopefully it's just a lost child, not a dead child.
we'll see.
So yeah, the old lady basically tells you that her husband went to town, trying to find people to help.
Tired of you?
And I went into the city to try to find people to help find her, but he hasn't come back yet. And since you seem like a capable scout, perhaps, if you're a detective. But yeah, she says, I don't know where she is or where she could have gone. She was playing in the yard when I noticed. She was missing. But my neighbor also says he has a child who's missing, a younger boy. And he might know more.
And how long has your kid been missing?
Just a couple of days. She was here yesterday morning. So just today.
The other kid goes.
I'm not sure about little Albert. But it's my granddaughter. If you can find her. And Albert too. Maybe you should talk to my neighbor.
What's his name?
He's kind of a strange man. Maybe you'll be able to speak to him. I don't know. We don't talk very well, but his name's Streeter. He just lives in the house just down the road. She points down to this house. It's just kind of past a field to the south. And in the distance you can see the lake behind you. And the dogs in the distance. The house is not too far. That's what we'll do.
Do you mind if I take a look in your yard before I go visit your neighbor?
Of course. Please.
You do it?
No, please. And she goes and kind of hobbles over there. Opens the back.
No, this was Jason Cook's the other lady's house.
Yeah, it is. You can see the other elven lady's house.
Did I see her?
Make a perception check. As you look out and as you enter into the yard, there's this kind of simple yard. There's like a fire pit, kind of near the house, and then just like a dirt trail. There's like some chickens wildly roaming. I'm not sure what goes up with that, but there's just this big field back there, and off, not too far, maybe 25 feet away, is the house of the other lady. So you don't see her, but you imagine she's in her house.
I will go back to this place. Possibly just like open the doors. I figure it'll take her a long time to get back. And I ask her, have any chickens gone missing?
She'll kind of laugh at you a little bit, like,
I stop her. This is serious.
Chickens?
Chickens.
Sure.
Are they yours?
No, we don't raise the chickens anymore. If you really want to know about the chickens, you probably want to talk to the farmer, Radcliffe. It's just down the street in the big cottage near the pear forest.
Okay, and then just shut the door.
Okay, what do you do now?
Do I see any like indications of a struggle in the heart? And you think maybe any like if you got something right out Ashley wants now? So I want to see if there's like is there a lot of ash and fire? It's only been a day, so
Make a perception check.
as everybody is.
It's you don't really notice the ash isn't particularly seems in line with the regular discard, but you don't notice much other ash about at all. Specifically in the field, You do notice, like, footprints, and like there's a little bit of people walking around near the house. And it just kind of breaks off to either side of the field, or back further in the field. It seems so pristine, like just the plants are growing. Nobody's really going to disrupt.
So we just leave the house.
Yeah, pretty near the house. I'd say it goes out a bit, but not more than half past the field. Like the total field.
And it's in the other place.
Yeah, which essentially goes towards the mountains as well.
Okay. I'm gonna walk to that guy's house. Totally.
That's essentially, down past the length of the field. And she kind of pointed. It's kind of to the west. And there's a little bit of trees past the field, and then the big house she pointed at. So you kind of general impression, I think that was success. You can walk over there.
Okay.
Okay, so as you trudge off that way, so back to you, Tredicor, as you were talking to these guards, one of them gets quite a bit suspicious of you, and he says, sounds like a pretty interesting story you're telling me. I think you should talk to us a little bit longer. And kind of like nods to his friend, and they go to like grab at you, and they try to like take your hands and kind of cuff you, and wrap you up real quick behind. So I'm gonna let you make a dexterity save. Right, you can describe it. What you're gonna intend to do.
I do the sudden just like shock of like stepping back slowly, very slowly, and
As they grab you.
yeah, as they're coming towards me, and I do a quick like 180, and I start kind of like my feet are like kind of like skidding in the dirt, like
Yeah, I would say as they grab you, and you kind of just like trying to run, and the dirt kind of begins to rise about, but you realize you're not really moving because they're holding you, and you're just holding still.
yeah.
So they kind of just kind of tie you up with just some rope, really quick behind, and he says like to the other guy, take him into the cell right here. We'll have to call down the admiral and see if we can get clearance to have him taken into the city for questioning. Sounds like some pretty illegal charges that he's talking about. Maybe we can learn something interesting. But yeah, the other guard kind of just leads you over into this shack nearby and has you have a seat, basically. And he looks around nervously. And,
Can we get some shack music?
Yeah, the music at all.
alright.
I just want to get some chickens. Or shack.
It's really good. Is this music?
Shack music?
Shack
Even the shack.
is in the Yordin Town settlement.
But I'm getting arrested.
It's like an open shack, kind of, though. It's like a little shack on the side of the wall. It's like a kind of not a very good little structure. It's pretty ramshackly. You're just kind of outside. The way I see it. It's a nice day. It's a bit cloudy. It's the first day of your long rest. And
It's just called a weekend.
it's just a weekend where I come from. Let's see. So yeah, anything you want to try to do now, while you're just kind of sitting there? This other guard's just like right over you. The other guy's still on that wall. So now you're one-on-one.
I'm what?
And then the other guy is kind of busy for a second, so kind of one-on-one, it looks like. You haven't put it to your eye. There's an extra step.
Unarmed strike.
You're gonna attack him?
Yeah.
Okay, do it. Roll your damage.
Wait.
You're tied up, so describe how you want to do it.
Stand up and charge at him.
Headbutt.
Headbutt.
Very well. And you know, he's got a little bit, he looks like a medium armor type guy. Like he's got like a little, like spear. He's got like this blue insignia. It's like cross with black behind it. Shield. Seems like the symbol of irony. Yeah. You want to roll it through your attack? Or
Do it. 19 plus.
one second. Okay, so yeah, that definitely hits. It's not like they're all damage.
Six.
Ow.
Okay, so I would say as you're headbutting him, so I would say it just totally knocks him back and kind of onto this ramshackle table. It totally knocks over the cards that they were playing there, the chair, and he is kind of sent back onto his back and kind of like looks at you like, whoa, his helmet like getting knocked off. You see his face, he's like scruffing a little beard. He's just like, whoa, man, what? How the? And at this point, I would say roll initiative.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Exactly.
Did I roll something?
Initiative. And we got 14.
14, cool. So you get to go again.
So is this like shack's like locked up?
No, it's kind of open, like you can run out of it. It's kind of just like a lean-to against the wall. So both sides are kind of open, and the other guard's over by the gate, the main gate area. And off to the other side, just these hills. I can't say the word hills. And then, you know, it goes off into the farmlands beyond.
Okay. For the hills.
Okay. Because you're tied up. Okay, so just roll for me, kind of, I don't know, I want you to roll something.
How about like
What kind of abilities exist?
how about athletics? Performance?
Roll stealth for me.
Stealth? Reroll?
Yeah.
What is that? 18?
Nice. So yeah, as you're running off into the hills and getting quite far away, you still do notice the guy you attacked. He's still like, you know, he's shouting like, "Hey, help me! What are you doing?" And the other guard seems to be shouting something as well. But yeah, that's all you really notice as you are running away into the fields. You see farmers working, and they seem like maybe one or two of them is kind of like, what's going on? But most of them are just kind of tending to the dirt, kind of tilling the fields. And yeah, you basically the land before you, there's more hills up, and the wall heads north, and just kind of this bush territory for a little bit over into the fields to the left, and that's about your options there. So you can run into the fields.
We go to one of the farmers that kind of noticed me and see if they'll unbind me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just running like Naruto.
It actually made it better for you.
I don't think this will actually count as a rest day because I did
Hey, buddy.
yeah, but it's okay. We have to be here for 8 days for you anyways. So I'm now at 6.
That's accurate for my character.
Jump the fence and just fall over.
Okay. So yeah, as you approach this farmer, he's just kind of leaning on like his pitchfork, in this kind of hayfield, and he's got his buddy is nearby, a few rows away, and leaning over doing some heavy work. But yeah, as you approach him, he's just kind of got a leaf in his mouth, and he's just like eyeing you all strange, like, what are you gonna do?
If you ever be so kind, sir, if you may free me from my bondage.
So roll for me a persuasion.
17.
He says, bondage? Well, shoot dang. And the black pulls out his little pitchfork and cuts you. He says, wait, you're not a fugitive, is you? And you're kind of rubbing your wrists. And free. What are you going to do? Fugitive before the law? Oh, man is not going to be happy.
Actually, Matt is the one that put me in.
What?
No.
Shoot dang Nana. What you doing in the basement? Well, gotta have me some fun. Get out of my sight there, little dog. Get out of the fields. What are you doing? Trying to pick up a pitchfork? Well, you can have mine. Just row this meal this roller.
Why would I?
Well, you're just standing in my field.
No, yeah, goodbye.
Okay then. Where are you gonna make your way off to? Yordin proper has, the northern region which heads off to the mountains. The pear forest is.
I think it's time to go home, or at least back to the inn.
Yes, the inn's in the center of town, so you can just head straight away there.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go.
And
because obviously we need to talk about how the guards are very suspicious of travelers going in, and that we will need to get Ordin's personal request to come through. Which I'm pretty sure we have to get away in contact.
okay. So yeah, I believe Lorena, you're headed off towards the farmer with the chicken. towards his house. His big house, kind of by the pear forest on the edge of town.
Wait, he has the chicken saved from the lost kid? Because I'm going to the guy with the lost kid.
Oh, you're going to the guy with the lost kid?
The chicken's
So definitely have this quest card for you.
Save and kidnap Yordin
What do you guys think about the music?
Quest music.
Questy? Not Questy, no. Questy, no? Yeah. Okay. I'm ready. And it is, I'd say, a little bit past midday.
Okay.
It is a cloudy day though, and the skies are a little golden red, and there's the scent of the ripe pears all throughout the town.
Overripe.
They're very ripe. Yes, overripe. And you're headed off towards Toriel's house. As the old lady said, who she said she doesn't talk to very well, but headed off that way, and it's not too far. So you get there in a relatively short amount of time. A little walk through town, but not so much. You're going through town. Actually, you want to make a perception check.
14.
Yeah, so I'll say there's, a few people you notice through town. So there's this kind of younger gentleman who is kind of attending to the outside of this one house. He seems well dressed, and he seems like an elf, older than yourself. Seems like a mature elf. It seems very tall and slender. And there's also a lady in town tending to her children, and just kind of like trying to catch them running through the town square as you pass. But eventually you make your way up to Toriel's house, and he has just a meager homestead and a large farm as well in the back, and a gate, not a gate, like a wooden fence about his house property. So, what are you gonna do?
Fence isn't locked.
It's just a wooden fence.
Okay, I'm gonna go. There's a gate. You said that?
You don't see a gate.
I'm gonna hop the fence.
Hop the fence? Toriel's house.
Can I just do it?
You can hop the fence. One second. Yeah, so say as you kind of hop the fence, you're kind of like immediately enamored by the smell of animals and dung and mud, and you see pigs nearby. There's kind of a lot of cows nearby and hay, and you can smell this as well. And there's other animals off in the distance in front of you. There's a kind of a log and a hatchet on the side of his house, which is like this. It's kind of a stone house, not too big, but the farm around is big, and there's a lot of room for animals in the distance and different pens.
Where's the front door to this house?
It's probably back in the road.
I thought I was hopping the fence into like his front yard. I'm gonna go to his house.
Oh, no, you can get to his house without hopping the fence.
I'm gonna hop back over.
Yeah, you can hop back over and go to his front door. You want to knock?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no answer.
And then I say, I like yell. Is there like a keyhole or anything with a keyhole or any cracks?
Yeah, there's like a keyhole. You can like kind of look through it if you want. I'd say make a perception check.
2.
There's like nothing back there. It's dark.
I yell into the little keyhole. I have bread for you.
Wait, you gotta like.
I have bread for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say there's no response.
Is it locked? I'm gonna try to open it.
It is locked.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and hop the fence and get the axe.
Okay. Go get the axe.
Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna come back to the front door. And I'm gonna break it down and go in. Is there a window I can break and go in?
Why you just broke the door down? You can go in the door.
Okay, I'm going in the door.
Okay.
Do I see anyone? What do you think?
It's actually quite dark in here. Although
I
it's
can
like,
see them.
yeah. So it's like kind of gray in here. And
Good.
you don't see anyone. It's pretty empty in here. Just like there's a little rug in the entryway. There's a couple of rooms off to the side. One's got like a table with some papers. There's like a kitchen where there's some ashes. There's like a little bed and a chest. So most of these papers are just blank. Some have just like scribbles on them. It's got like a quill and ink there, but nothing but notes.
Take it.
Taking the quill and ink.
And papers. 2 papers.
Okay, so make a note that you take those things. You can take them.
Stealing from this guy that lost his daughter.
And I chopped his door down. Okay, and we will look at the chest as well.
Okay, you can try to unlock it.
It's locked.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my axe.
Okay, as you begin to take the axe, you just see that. Okay. And then you're headed back to the inn. You arrive at the inn, and are you gonna go in there?
Yes.
Yeah, inside there, there's a different innkeep than you saw the first night you arrived. He was there this morning. We talked to him about it. He's just a different guy. He's just hanging out there. He's actually, I'm trying to find
Your music is nice.
it. You like this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it fits, doesn't it?
Just running in. I'm home.
New innkeep is like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, so as you enter the inn, yeah, it's pretty vacant. There's no one there except for the innkeep. He's just like in this white shirt. Behind the desk, he's just waiting there, like looking very bored. He's just wearing like a simple hat, kind of this little red nightcap. And he's just kind of hanging out yawning, looking like he's about to go to sleep. And when he sees you walk in, he like waves, he's like, hello again. And yeah, what are you gonna do? You just gonna go to bed or just gonna hang out?
Well, she's not back. Is Core around?
Core, I think he just left to find actually my coworker. I don't know why, but he said he was gonna go talk to him. If you want, I think he headed west. His house isn't too far.
What do you know of the guards near the entrance of the gates?
The Iron Haven guards?
Yeah.
You mean individually? Not sure who's standing guard today. but in general, they're a very strict lot. I know the city's locked down right now due to some unresolved robberies. Shouldn't be much to worry about. Should clear up. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It really strains some of the citizens, some of the other folk in town. Yeah, how are you doing?
Pretty tired.
What brings you here?
I am just looking for my friends and wanting to communicate with them.
Yeah, well, have a seat. I'm sure they'll be back later tonight. My name's Skiller, by the way. Good to have you at the Ruby Valley.
I think I should start the rest. I don't know.
Yeah, you can definitely. Yeah, since you had kind of a combat encounter,
Yeah.
you can start resting now. Yeah, so you can just kind of rest there and wait for people to return. So yeah, looking at your predicament.
Predicament? Is it opening?
Did you roll? You're beating it with an axe. Roll for an attack.
12?
Okay, so roll damage.
Is that which one?
No, it's whatever weapon you're using.
An axe, I don't know. I don't have it. I picked it up.
Let me find out for you.
I'm thinking,
Hopefully a lot.
I'm thinking like a D4.
Hopefully 4.
Maybe a D6 though.
I'll just say it's a D6.
Okay. I noticed that switched up like that once. 4! Chop.
I'd say you get a pretty good chop into the kind of simple chest there. Inside there's looks like some cloth, like some shirts or something that you just looking at part of the chest. But that you kind of opened up a little part of it.
Can I pull the cloth out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you pull it out. It's just like this simple robe. It's kind of a bluish black.
Taking it. Is there anything else I can see?
Looking in, you see a few other things, but you're not sure what they are. Okay. Yeah, reaching in there and grabbing them. You get like an apple and
This chest was locked. Okay.
Magical.
1 gold.
Money!
Okay.
What does the apple look like?
It's a red apple. It's it's good.
Okay.
Firm, as it were.
Okay.
You know what you're gonna do now?
I'm gonna go back to my stuff to look at it more and try it on the road.
As you gather your stuff and kind of head out the door, I say, this man approaches, carrying this big bundle of sticks, kind of wrapped up, and he's got this big old gray beard. He's kind of this hunched over man, appearing quite short, and he's kind of got gray hair on his head, and he's a wide blue eyes, and he looks at you. He's like, "What happened to my door?"
Yeah, I say, it was already like this. I don't know what happened. I came in to see. I thought someone was still in here, but it looks like it's clear.
Did anyone else see this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Who are you? What brings you here?
I'm trying to find missing children.
Oh. Roll persuasion.
60 plus. No, just 16.
Say, Well, I'm glad someone's trying to help find them. I'll tell you everything I know. Come inside with me. He like leads you past the like broken door. You've got like just this robe drenched across your forearm. You're just like a deer just being led into his kitchen. He sits down on the
Is he facing
chest.
away from me?
No, he's like holding your arm and leading you in, and he sits down on the chest, and he like has you come sit on like he like motions for you to sit on the broken part of the chest. He like kind of pats,
I sit
almost
down
touching you.
and I like,
Go have a seat, dear.
okay, and then I push the loaf of bread like literally in his face.
In his
And
mouth.
like just like to block his view, and then I try to put the robe like up my
And he says,
sleeve.
"Oh, what's this? Oh, put the rope up your sleeve. The robe.
Yeah, while the bread's like.
Make a sleight of hand check."
So 18.
So that works. So he's like, "Oh, what's this bread, ma'am? Here's this from my sweet neighbor. Oh, you brought for me."
Yeah, and I just felt really bad that you clearly have been robbed. I know that it's hard to go through a robbery.
Well, it is kind to see such a sweet gesture from an old friend. Oh.
What?
What brings you here, darling?
I'm looking for the missing children. Please,
Oh, yes.
please tell me your tale.
Yeah. He hunches over and says, "Yes, my son was playing in the fields with a neighbor girl. And I saw everything.
Okay.
Suddenly, as they were playing in the fields."
I'm really like,
And then
is it too traumatic for you to relive this?
It's very sad for me.
I want to help. Tell me what you know quickly.
My grandson. Suddenly, in the north part of the field, I saw these strange robed figures. They came and took the children away. Suddenly, I tried to run out, but I was too slow. I couldn't even find my cane, and I followed.
How trouble.
They took both of them away.
Where did they take them? Did you see? You said you saw everything.
They took them northward, as far as I could tell. And so, to the mountains, to the graveyard, to the edge of the village.
Do you think that someone you know took them?
No. I think it was a strange, short creature, shorter than a dwarf. A monster. I saw his disgusting flesh. He was like a human, but different.
And in a robe. Black and blue robe.
But I heard something that way.
Oh, okay.
In the north, by the mountain, the gravekeeper said he could help find them, and he gave me this map.
Can I have it?
I can't do it myself. Hopefully, you'll be able to find it. Place.
Thank you very much. And then I just get up and like
Thank you.
leave and head towards the grave.
Very well. as you know, it's to the north, so you make your way there. One sec here. Yeah, at the inn, as you're just kind of waiting, eventually you notice Core kind of saunter in the doorway, kind of limps a little bit actually as he comes in, and he's got his stubbly blonde beard. He's kind of blonde, shaggy hair, and he's kind of got his little bit of plate armor. He's kind of dressed in his kind of a relaxed version of his armor. He doesn't have like his helmet or like his breastplate or anything, but he's got like a shoulder plate, kind of simple mail. And he kind of sees you sitting at the table and kind of nods at you and comes over and slashes down into the chair across from him. And just sits there.
You have a good as day as I?
Fruitless day. Looking for someone, but I couldn't find him. What have we been up to?
Just got back from the Iron Gates. Looks like
yeah.
Looks like they will not be letting us pass anytime soon.
Well, what's on the gate? What's wrong?
I hear that there's been some robberies within the gates and they're on lockdown until this summer.
I guess we're stuck in 5 months. We should be safe.
The guards said that this would be the best place for the time being.
Well, I am worried about Abraham and the other knights and the other men. They should have been here before us.
Yes, they should have. The guards also said that they had no idea over there. Passing through.
Yeah, no one seems to have seen them, from what I can gather. It sucks. Just found Abraham. He's in trouble again. Wonder if I should go out and try to find him, but I need a rest. I'll be useless.
I think we should rest here maybe a few days longer and see where they're at. Maybe they ran into similar trouble and are just on foot. Maybe we're here.
Maybe. We can hope so, as we rest. I mean, if worse comes to worse for the battalion, the freedmen can find a new home for themselves here. Should be relatively safe under the copper. It's not the same as Farleon. I think the men here are treated as free men. It's a lot safer. More free than regular. But I just hope we run into Abraham soon.
Let's do that.
So yeah, I'd say you're headed off towards the north, but at this point you do realize it's getting pretty late. The sun's beginning to set, just about.
Do I see
Just quite late.
anything? I'm trying to like look at the forest in the side of the mountain and see if I see any like movement or light.
It's quite far away. You have to walk quite a few hours. And you don't see. You see some light in a cottage near there, through the hills. There's kind of hills, and then it leads off to the west. There's the mountains, and there's hills and the iron wall to the east. And in the hills, there's like a cottage with some light. That's all you really can make out. Past the edge of town, there's a few more buildings close to you.
Okay, I think I'll actually turn back for the night because I don't want to fight, man.
Going back to rest, it's quite alright. So let's see. I'd say second day in Yordin. When you wake up, you notice it's quite a rainy day, so you have that snow as you wake up, and it's a bit gloomy out there, very cloudy. There's a cold breeze off the lake, though, if you leave the inn. But what are you guys gonna do?
We're all at the inn still?
Yeah, you guys slept at the inn.
I'm gonna go knock on your door. Try to close the door if he's still, see if he's still in his room. I found something really weird, and I might need your help.
Okay.
And I just, like, throw the robe on your bed, and I tell you that I was gifted it.
Where did you acquire such a item?
I'm helping some of the farmers find their lost and or murdered children, and they gave me a pie and this rope to help find their children.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this? Have you ever seen anybody wearing this?
I could do a, let's see, Arcana sort of check or investigate. I could do a religion check on it. I have proficiency in it.
Yeah. Let's try this. Is it a religious cape / robe?
Let's bring it up. 19.
So it's a very simple, dark blue-black linen cloth robe of an elderly man. It looks like a large man. Doesn't seem particularly religious as far as you know. Maybe it belonged to a monk, however. It seems very humble or simple. Not of a craft you particularly recognize from the Farleon monastery monk strain, but it could have been a simple man, maybe a monk. Doesn't seem particularly religious.
Looks like you got yourself a nice backrobe.
Cool. Okay.
Is that all?
Do you have any plans today already?
As of today, no. Let's see. I am very curious about what we could do about getting through the gates, but also I already helped the man with the trunk, the tree trunk, right?
You didn't go for this trip.
Maybe I'll go do that.
What happened at the gate?
I was arrested.
What did you do?
I broke out with my headbutt.
That's why they arrested you?
No, they arrested me because they had a lot of questions for me, and they thought that it would be best if I stayed in their custody.
They let you through. Are we gonna be able to get through?
As of right now, no.
Why not?
That I was unsure of, but it sounds like there have been a lot of robberies inside the gates.
I can tell I look nervous. Robberies. Did they say what kind of robberies?
Just from the local folk around.
Make a perception check.
4.
Continue.
I can trust you, right?
Monks are meant to be trusted. They're our most honorable people around.
I think something's going around and murdering children. And then, when I randomly met this man who gifted me the robe, he also gave me this map. I'm not quite sure what it means, but it's interesting. I think it is murder.
That's just north of here. Everything that I see right here is since we are in Yordin right now. Where did he say that these monsters would be?
near the graves, and we could talk to the graveyard worker.
So, just north of here is a cottage house. Maybe that would be the grave here. Gravemaster.
I can't decide. I can't decide if I should go here alone or if I should try to see if the guards would let me through. I might look more like the type of let in.
Into the gates or to go help these?
Into the gate. I don't know if I'm brave enough to go to the graveyard
I'll come
on
with
a
you to the
rainy
graveyard.
day.
If that might be what's causing the robberies. What if these are the monsters that are causing this plague?
Could be. Should we ask Core to come with, or do you think he's feeling well enough?
Core seems to be recovering still. He still is able to wear his armor, but only slightly. He seemed very exhausted yesterday.
Maybe it's best we just keep this between the two of us, and if you're not busy, we should head out. I want to see if I can get any payment after I find these children, or find one if they're dead or alive.
Okay.
I'd split it with you. Money. Money we don't have. Okay, let's go.
Alright. We run out of our bedroom. Or my bedroom, I guess this is where you came in, saw me. We dash downstairs in our exhausted manner, so it's like
Half speed.
We like fall.
make haste.
We're coming.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's more like we're just kind of like really sore, just kind of like one step at a time in the stairs.
Well, not necessarily even just the slow movement joke, but just that whole encounter. You two chatting. So good. I want to give you both inspiration. Especially you, Elizabeth. Great job there, just embodying your character. That was really fun. That makes it really fun for me too. It's like, I didn't have to do any work. There's this awesome, encounter in the world happening. I'm so immersed. It was great. So you guys have inspiration. If you don't have a spot to note it, I'll make it. Both players have inspiration. That's kind of just like a 1 or a 0 kind of thing, like a binary robot. Then you can re-roll a dice or something. Get rid of your inspiration. So, yeah, so you guys are leaving the inn, going to the graveyard? Is that right?
Yeah.
After you guys had your little chat,
Yeah.
which was quite enjoyable. Yeah, as I was saying before, it's a rainy day, so you smell the rain as you exit the inn. You notice right on the kind of muddy dirt crossroad in front of you is this beggar, this skinny man, not begging, with this scraggly beard, saying, "Please help me to have some coin for an old man."
I do.
Oh, bless you, good sir, and I shall tell you some wondrous stories for your kindness. If you travel to the Poison Bay, you can see a rainbow fish, massive rainbow fish. They have appeared recently by the old fisherman's house. They're big enough to ride on, and they're beautiful. So here, you can have this quest.
Right, the rainbow fish.
Ride the rainbow fish. That I thought tickles your fancy. Thank you, kind sir. I will eat today. He kind of bows at you. Ah, can you help an old man?
I wish I could, but I can't.
He just kind of like sits down.
And we continue on our way. Headed north.
Woo! Graveyard.
I totally have to ride that rainbow bridge.
Crucial quest.
So yeah, it's it's a little bit rainy. It's not like it's kind of drizzling, but it's not really raining too much right now. But it is cloudy. It's pretty dark. So as you kind of make your way up through the north part of the village, northward through the village, there's not really anybody about. You see candles burning in all the houses. All the farmers seem to be inside today. So it's pretty quiet, pretty empty, except for some wildlife, some birds. But you make your way up. It is quite a walk up there. Like about an hour gets you to this outskirts of town. An hour or two. So you guys are walking a little while. Anything you guys want to do as you're walking along? There are various houses and stuff that are lit up.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
I have an apple we can share.
Okay.
Would you like some?
Sure.
And I take out the apple that I stole and cut it in half and give it to you first to eat.
Okay.
You first, my guest.
Thanks.
Yeah, seems good. Seems like a good apple.
That had quite a bunch of juice.
That's great to hear. And then I take a little bite and put the rest back in my coat. Should we keep going?
Yes.
And then I spit it out because I'm still skeptical of what a
I'm
scoop
gonna eat it.
does.
Because I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'd say before midday, you guys arrive at kind of a little bit earlier. You arrive into the hills on the edge of town, and the road goes up farther. And on the right of you, to the east, there's this massive iron wall around, which inside lies Iron Haven. But you just have this wall and this hilly field of emptiness. But up in the distance, you see the house of the Gravekeeper, and beyond seems like a field where some trees are, and you make out some gravestones from a distance. Some mist, and up to the left, there's these great mountains. This great mountain range that slices into the horizon and rises very high, up into the clouds. It just pierces them, and you can't see where they end. So, yeah, you guys are making your way up there. Anything you guys want to do? You guys are gonna go up to the house? You guys gonna go into the graveyard? Or
Let's go to the house.
Look like?
as you guys make your way up to this little hut, it looks very run down. It's kind of dirty and shackly. I don't know what that means. It's shack. It's like a shack.
Essence of shack.
And you see a candle burning inside, and just this little wooden door.
Should we knock?
Yes.
So yeah, after a minute, you hear this voice inside, like, "Who's there?"
Your friend told us to come speak with you.
A friend. Who is it?
Toriel.
Oh, Toriel.
I didn't ask his name. I hope that was him.
He swings open the door and says, "Considers himself a friend. Oh, my heart is touched. What brings you here, sir? Lass?
He's been robbed.
What? What's
Sorry, it's emotional. He's been robbed, and his child was kidnapped and brought up this way. And thought perhaps you might know something, so I could help return his child to him."
And also about these creatures that were mentioned.
creatures?
They seem to be very short.
Well, old Toriel, I told the old man everything I knew. If you spoke with him, maybe he told you, but
He was pretty shaken up from the robbery. Maybe you could enlighten us.
I gave him the map I drew. Do you have the map?
Yes.
Yes. This is it. Out by the mountains there, a strange cave. See, horrible ghosts of ghouls or goblins running in the gravestones. And they ran back to that cave and I followed them.
They had the children?
Possibly. I don't know. I followed them back to this cave one day and I knew there were strange, terrible beasts within. Demons.
Did you go within the cave at all?
I went into the cave as far as I could. But it was a dead end. But I know there were goblins in that cave. But I couldn't find them.
And when did this happen?
I entered the cave a fortnight ago. I told the catchpole, but they haven't done anything about it. There's a strange cave, you can see it for yourself. It's trouble, I reckon. It's trouble for the graveyard and the town.
Have you seen anything strange about the graveyard? Besides these goblin demon things.
About the graveyard?
Yeah.
No. It's peaceful as always.
Are there a lot of people missing or just the 2 children?
Just the 2 I know about. I heard a man was missing from the city. But that's all I heard. That was some time ago.
Do you have anything you could send with us when we go to the cave, since it's kind of a scary journey?
Going to the caves. Let me see here. Roll persuasion.
19.
Oh. Well, what could an old man have that would help you in the caves?
You know better than I since you've been there.
Do you have a lantern?
Do you have a lantern?
I think I do. I mean, I have an explorer's
Yeah,
pack.
take my lantern.
Thank you.
Runs over to his desk. Basically, there's this lantern burning beside some candles, and he offers it to you. It's this iron lantern.
Do I see anything else on his desk? Like any other papers or anything, or just the candles and the lantern?
Make a perception.
15. 1 plus. No, just 15.
No, just some papers. Seems to have like a large book there that he's keeping some notes in, like some logs. Just seems to be something to do with probably the graves themselves.
Okay.
The table itself is very worn down and covered in wax from candles. It's quite a mess.
Is there anything else you need that he might have?
I wish I knew what to give you.
You have done enough for us. Given us direction and being able to finish our goal. What do you think, Spoon?
You're welcome. Anything I can do.
And we shuffle
Where you guys want to go?
Secret cave, tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
That's where I want to go. Through the mountain. Secret tunnel.
This may not Is this gonna count as a rest?
The rain starts to drizzle a bit harder as you guys walk out, and the gravestones kind of sprawl themselves out before you and head back towards the mountains, and slight mist swirls about them.
Romantic.
Yes. It's scary. Well, should we check out the graveyard first, or?
Yeah, might as well check out the graveyard along the way. Check out headstones as we walk up.
Looks like he's denoted some new graves. I wonder if we could check those out and see if he's hiding any bodies in them. You know, like double burials.
Like 2 children.
Yeah. Yeah. There could be others missing. One reported in the city.
Maybe check for freshly ground.
Yeah.
That's weird, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to make a perception check?
12.
14.
Let's say you guys don't really notice anything suspicious nearby. As you kind of head deeper out into the graveyard, are you guys gonna walk? It's like kind of a large graveyard. There's I would say a back section, a right and a left. You guys which ones are you gonna explore?
Oh. I thought since we were here, we could just kind of head through.
Yeah, so I would say if you go
Through the
straight,
new ones.
I'd say you're here. So you could either go here, here, or here, or if you want, you can just head that way, but you could go here if you want to go that way.
Yeah. Just in the direction we need to go.
Okay, man.
Yeah, so off to the left, kind of, there's some more graves. And I'd say you don't notice any other, fresh graves there, necessarily. There's just lots of stone headstones with names nearby, very familiar, like Yordin, Balden, leaving deeper. They say Darien, dead, Lafon. But just headed out past the gravestones. There's nothing much. The mist kind of dissipates, and the rain starts to fall a little bit heavier. There's hills between you and the mountain, and you guys can head deeper into those hills and try to find the entrance of this cave. If you wish, I'd say this will require a perception check.
12.
18.
Mm.
And so I say you can describe finding this very small entry hole kind of amongst this rocky cliffside.
There. Do you see it?
Kind of.
I suggest that we head that way.
I trust you.
As you kind of venture forth into it, you notice it kind of just drops down into this small descent, this kind of simple tunnel. And it seems to go a little ways forward. What do you guys want to do?
You have the lantern. Why don't you take point?
Okay. I'll lead the way. Do I see anything as I hold the lantern out ahead?
No, it's just a simple tunnel that leads quite a ways downtown.
I was like, wait, what? Good, I'd love to shop.
It's hilarious.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah, it leads a little ways down. Kind of descends gets to a more intense slope as you're going. Gets to a little bit of fancy footwork. I'd say make a dexterity check. Each of you. Or a dexterity saving throw.
Oof.
It was almost 21.
8.
19.
Okay, so I'd say you kind of take a tumble and begin to slide down this slope.
Okay.
and you slide for quite a ways. And what are you gonna do?
Go down the right way.
So I'd say, kind of just as you fall down, you kind of eventually get to this bottom and kind of smack your bottom on the bottom. Just the solid slate of stone that's down there. And I'd say you do take a damage.
Like what, one?
1 damage. You can start your sleepover again. And as you kind of get down there and see him kind of trying to brush himself off, you notice it seems to be this dead end. Make a perception check.
3.
You can make one.
Rubbing my ass, standing up, looking around.
You can kind of say like what you see if you want. It's dead end.
So this is probably it then.
I rolled a 11.
You kind of hear something off in the distance above you, maybe like some murmuring, a strange voice. Looking around up above you, you kind of see this ledge quite high up. And this tunnel actually seems to raise quite a bit, where before it was very small. Now it's kind of a tall chamber, but still small. You see a ledge quite high up, like 30 feet high.
Is there any access to it?
There is no access to it from here that you notice. You could climb like this stone wall. It's not stone wall, it's like a dirt wall. It looks climbable. It's got like potential handholds and stuff. It almost looks like that's the way you're supposed to access it. But at the same time, it doesn't. It looks quite difficult. It doesn't look like
Let's climb it.
you can try to climb it.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, before it's 30 feet high.
So I'm gonna use no, I'm gonna just do the dexterity check.
And what's your guys' exhaustion levels?
2.
1.
So you actually have disadvantage on all your
Yeah.
ability checks.
So
So
it's-
climbing is one of those. So you have disadvantage, but you already rolled low. So I would say it's pretty difficult for you to kind of follow the footholds. It looks like they exist, like you can kind of see them,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't make yourself do it right now.
Okay.
At least you're failing so far. What are you doing?
It's 30 feet up?
Yeah.
And it's just
About.
like stone, looks like, or like what is it made of?
The outcroppment above.
Like what you have to climb, yeah.
Yeah, it's like dirt and stone. It's like a tunnel. It's kind of like a cliff. It's largely dirt.
Okay. I'm gonna try to climb up just enough to like peek.
Athletics.
Athletics.
You do acrobatics if you need.
Let's do
But you have
that.
to do it. You have to make it fancy though. If you do that, it's the only rule. It's the only difference, right?
Yeah.
It's fancy. So you have to describe it, make it fancy.
It was not fancy. I just don't have the arm strength and I couldn't do it.
What were you gonna try to do?
Climb up with only my arms.
Oops. Yeah. So you just like start climbing, fall.
I'll try one more time.
Okay.
I want to see what's up there.
You have disadvantage though.
So,
So roll again, and take the lowest roll.
so
Yeah. So you can't really get.
wait, we didn't do that last time.
You already rolled low, so
Yeah.
that wasn't. But yeah. Disadvantage due to exhaustion.
Okay.
Level 1. Disadvantage on ability checks. So it's pretty bad.
I'm gonna stab the apple that I had, half of it, onto one of my arrows and try to shoot it up there.
Why?
If we hear voices, maybe they'll come if they see a flying apple.
Okay.
It's
Make your attack.
not an attack, but okay.
This is your aiming, basically. It's like an attack.
19.
Yeah. So you hit it up there. It kind of clambers around, and it definitely went up the ledge and landed up there. And after a moment, you hear like
I'm gonna listen.
some weird voices like clamoring about, like, and then like quite quickly you see this squinty green face that appears to be a goblin, like peering over the ledge above you guys, like, what's the? And then like, yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, we found the goblins.
Yeah.
So these goblins quickly you hear this whoosh, whoosh, and these burning flames of these arrows that just like whiz back
Good.
past either of your faces and just kind of miss you guys. You guys are like reacting.
I run away out of their firing range because flaming arrows, low health. I'm supposed to be resting.
Me too. Yeah, I'll turn back. We know where they are now.
Yes. Maybe give it to more able adventurers who wouldn't
So
Feeling better.
you can roll a stealth check, I'd say.
12.
20.
Nice.
And you can actually disengage as well.
I'm gonna do that.
It just works for you. So yeah, you guys run back up the staircase and actually
Staircase?
the slope rather, and make an athletics check on that.
18.
I'd say you kind of lose your footing and slide back down the slope. I would say you take a damage.
Okay.
You start your rest over at this point. And yeah, you're able to run away after
Okay.
that, make it to the top, and you guys can run out of the cave. You guys gonna go back to the inn, or?
I think we should. I think we need core.
Yeah. Maybe we do.
Yeah, you guys go back to the inn on this gloomy day, and it's a very quiet day. You don't really see anybody about. The innkeeper's there, but he's quiet. You guys eventually make your rest. On the third day, it's quite sunny. I'm gonna change your pace, and you got those birds singing. So that's a little bit of a different sound. The red leaves make themselves known about, and there's a pleasant breeze in the morning, and the sun rises quite beautiful. As you guys wake up early, you guys are just in the inn, and it's quite quiet. Anything you guys want to do on the third day?
I want to ask the innkeeper how to get in the city. We love staying here, and we will definitely stay here again. But we do want to make it into the city to see it at some point. Do you know the best way to get in there?
You can't get into the city when the gate's locked, but once they open it, you'll be able to enter, I reckon.
When will they open it?
I don't know. I'd say in a few days or a week.
Why is it closed?
I heard there was some theft, some scoundrels about.
Shocking.
I know I could never deal with a rogue of filthy persuasions.
I know exactly. So these robberies were in the city or not in the city?
I'm not sure. Not in the city, I reckon.
So they want to lock the robber in. Can anyone exit the city?
No one's allowed in or out.
When did they lock it down?
Just a couple days ago.
I I'm also very concerned because I heard about some children that were going missing. Do you know if that was around the same time? Fearing for my own safety.
I heard about children after the gate was locked down. I'd say a little bit after, around about the same time.
Are there any exceptions to get in? Like, I'm kind of in a hurry, so. And you know I would never steal anything. I would just pass right through the city.
No, I never. I would reckon the only exceptions be made by the Lord Yordin Township. If you were to see him, might be able to make you a privileged exception.
What was his name?
Terrid, the brave, tireless Lord of Yordin.
Have you ever met him?
I have met him. He is in town most days.
I wonder, could you introduce me to him? It would be an honor. Since I can't get into the city, I'd like to do something else special.
I gotta run the shop.
Well, I could make it worth your while
He
to.
might be in the city. I'm not sure. But if he was in town, you could check out his manor, which is to the north. It's past the new graves.
Interesting. What does he look like?
Terry.
Yeah. Since I can't meet him, since he can't be introduced.
He is a regal looking elf. Looks like many others. White hair, tall, slender. But his defining characteristic is his noble gowns, and he does enjoy his gold chain necklaces and jewelry and golden rings.
A man with great taste. I'll introduce myself then, thank you.
Rather
Just
quick,
walk away.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful. Like I was saying, it's a nice sunny day. Trees are red.
Great.
Autumn. It's a little bit chilly. The wind is blowing in off the lake to the south, and it's the third day. And yeah, you learned about the Lord of Yordin, Tyrion, and his manor
He lives by the grave.
north of the graves. So past the graves. And yeah, Skeller the innkeeper told you that. And yeah, you guys want to do anything on your third day? You guys can hang out.
I think I need to chillax.
So we're not gonna go past look at the grave.
You could.
Uh,
I mean, if you want to go, I'll go.
I think we've tried adventuring too much in this resting. I feel like we'll pick these up when we have gained our strength. I say we go for a leisure nap.
I accept. I accept.
After
After what?
eating.
After eating. Food nap.
Yeah.
Food coma. So, what would sharing a health potion do?
It heals basically 4, so you both heal basically 2.
So it would just be like a D4 each.
Just split it. It's just a hard choice. The most I've ever shared was that apple.
Honestly, I have a health potion.
Oh, I didn't. I was like,
Do you have a health potion?
Yeah, I have 2.
Do you?
Yeah.
I thought you used them all.
I did, but then I regained some.
Oh, from
This was like.
was it when you escaped?
Yeah, I think it was.
when you escaped what?
When I bowed down and got singed and cursed.
Pretty sure you don't have any because you'd have a physical one like she does. Pull it out.
Okay.
Fancy.
I keep track of it like I keep track of gold now. You don't really have to take notes. Take notes on your other items and important information.
Mm-hmm.
But gold and potions, I pretty much have most of those covered. Some potions, no. That'd be super rare though, for you guys. Otherwise, I'll put it with your stuff. Put it in your Ziploc bag.
Okay. So does any of that retroactively show up physically for him or
You
no?
have quite a bit of gold though.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
So would any of that show up those if we were doing the physical items before or no?
No, I'm pretty sure it was up to date. I think you were out of potions.
Yeah.
Because at the tournament, you were out of potions and you used them all. You bought
Oh,
some
yeah.
and used them all.
Yeah, that's what
And
it
then
was.
you left on your journey.
Okay, we can just rest. Say sure would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't.
So yeah, the third day, I'm gonna say this actually. Well, no. The day passes by pretty quietly. Fourth day. You know, it's kind of a warm, golden autumn day.
So then the discussion go down a little more.
Yeah. Sure. You can either have your exhaustion down or gain health. You have to wait the full amount of time to have max stuff. So you can just. You gained all your health back?
No.
Oh.
Just put it there.
Oh, you're at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna gain a little more health so you can go down on exhaustion?
You go down in exhaustion.
So yeah, as you kind of are just hanging out in the inn on this warm autumn day, I will say, the familiar innkeep Skeller is there at the bar, kind of attending to you guys. You guys need any more beers?
No, I have no Diet Cokes.
Good on your ales. You got your Coke. Okay, good for you. So you guys gonna do anything on the 4th day? Kind of a warmer day.
We still need to find a merchant of some sort. Let's ask the innkeeper what he has on hand, for stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of glancing out the window, you see the skies are clear. But yeah, it's just there's candles lighting this little inn. The innkeeper, if you guys can bring for sale soon. Well, I just mostly got some sustenance for you. You need some more ale.
I don't think. We're looking for more of traveling supplies.
I can prepare rations for your travel. If that's what you're after.
That would be helpful.
I'd say you could get a few rations for gold. So probably like 3 rations for gold.
3 rations. Yes.
No, 3 rations. I don't currently track rations as a physical object, but that'd be cool. Kind of want to. That game does that. It's called Iron Helm.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
I kind of overhear that and walk up and say, pack my lunches too.
Very well. Showing you my finest nuts. And,
Excuse me.
ah. He prepares, you know, like these satchels of nuts and dried fruit. Things that will
Any
be
jerky?
good. Things that will be good on your travels.
Protein?
Yeah, he has a little bit of protein for you guys as well in a separate satchel. Some dried jerky. Should you like it, I'll give you guys those.
Thank you.
Yeah, anything else you guys want to do? Just hang out.
Weird.
You can also pursue hobbies should you desire.
My pottery.
You have pottery. Do you have any hobbies?
I'm gonna go look for those chickens again.
Routines. Okay, just roll a perception check on your journey out there. In Yordin.
16.
Yeah, you know, you find the chickens. They're squawking about, kind of where you found them before in the field, near the old lady's house.
Do any of them look hurt?
Make another perception check.
8. I'm not a chicken veterinarian, okay? I'm doing the best I can.
Do they squawk or do they?
Okay. They do seem fine.
Okay. I'm gonna go peek in that old lady's window.
Okay. Actually, as you're out here, roll perception. Actually.
4.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, as you're out here, peeking in the window, trying to hear something. You know, there's candles in there. You don't see much else through the glass, but you do hear on the street some people who are just passing by. Some children with this farmer guy, and these other footsteps who approach them and kind of ask them some questions as you listen. Make another perception check. All the perception checks.
3.
Yeah, you just hear them saying like, "Have you seen these people?" And then they're all chattering amongst each other, but you can't really hear what they're saying. What are you gonna do? They're around the corner. You can't see them necessarily. Kind of in front of her house, and you're like on the side peeking in the window.
Let me see if I can sneak a little closer and listen better. It's like stealth closer.
Yeah, stealth. Describe where you're hiding.
So the house is kind of in the field, right?
It's on the edge of the town, on the road, on the fields.
Are there any trees?
Yeah, there's a tree.
A tree.
There's a tree and a little bit of a bush.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like this.
Yeah.
The tree. I know, I love the tree. It's like this.
Oh, okay.
It's that tree.
I'm gonna go crouch by the bush and just see if I can listen more.
Yeah. So stealth.
Okay, so 13.
Okay, so perception.
12, yeah.
Okay, so I'll say yeah, pretty good. So you hear kind of this old guy saying like, "I've never seen these people before. Sorry. Who are you, by the way?" And these guys are saying, "Don't worry about who we are. We're just looking for these escaped slaves. Hey, get out of our sight. We'll hunt them down." And they kind of start trudging off just past you, and they just kind of walk right past you, very close to you. You hear their footsteps there in like iron gear. It's like kind of painted red and trimmed with just iron. And they look like these knights essentially.
And where are they heading?
They're just heading down. They're heading kind of south through Yordin. You're right in the center of the Yordin town. They're just kind of heading down the road to some other houses, it appears. Ask some similar questions to some other folk. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna. Casually walk by those people and see if they say anything to me. Not the guard people, the people who's talking to you, like the old guy with the cans.
Okay.
After the coast is clear.
Yeah, it's just kind of this old guy and these two kids kind of just walking down the road. They're going north up towards some other houses you would see or some other fields. Do you want to describe what you did?
Just casually walk by and just to check and see if they recognize me from anywhere or if like that guy asked
Where are
if
you
they'd
going?
seen anyone.
Where are you going specifically then? Are you just going north? Because they're going north. So you're just going up to another house and then turn around? Or...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they don't really do anything as you walk past.
Okay.
If you like, kind of walk close ones like that. That's about it.
Then I think I'll try to peek in that grave guy's window too. His little shack window.
Okay, that's actually a little bit away, so you can
Oh.
walk up there.
Actually,
And what are you up to right now, Tredicor?
Pottery.
You gonna go do some pottery?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I just wondered, do you carry your pottery stuff with you? Because you need like clay, I assume.
Wouldn't that maybe be part of my herbalism kit? Like,
Not herbalism. I'd say you can maybe try to buy some clay.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else you would need. Honestly, I was gonna research pottery, but I didn't.
I would
assume
need
you
like
need
a wheel.
Thing,
You might need a wheel. You don't need a wheel. You can do it without it, but that would be nice.
Maybe there's a.
I don't know which one you trained in. Which style.
Cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to try to find some clay?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have clay.
I don't think I do.
We'll just assume you don't. But yeah. How do you want to go about it?
I look for a pottery barn.
Are there any pottery barns?
So just looking about, the houses pretty much look the same. All of them look like little farmhouses. Doesn't look like pottery house.
Okay, how about I feel like I
There's
should.
a lot of stonework though. A lot of the houses are made of stone.
I feel like by
Maybe.
knowing how to be a potter, I should know how to make clay. So maybe go towards like the river or the ocean.
Let's find out.
You
How
said there is
to-
one?
I mean, I don't know. How do you want to go about it? You want to go to the river then? Is that what you said?
Or the coastline.
Yeah, so the bay's nearby.
Yeah.
The lake. It's to the south.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you walk off in that direction. You still heading up towards the graves?
Yeah.
Okay, heading up that direction. You just head that way. You'll get to the lake sooner. It's rather close. So, yeah, as you get to the lake side, it's got this kind of salty scent, kind of this strange scent of the bay area. Off in the distance, there seems to be a small island with some plants on it. And yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's just like this coastline. There's some houses near the lake, but I imagine you're kind of to the right a little bit of them, like 50 yards away. They're in the distance. You're just going for the lake at the nearest point, and just kind of walk straight south there from the inn.
I wanna walk past the houses, I guess.
Want to go to those houses over there?
Yeah, at least
There's some cool houses. Let's see.
check them out. house shopping. You never know when you want a beach house.
If you need any help procuring a beach house, let me know.
I'd say there's basically not too far off to the right. There's basically a house, and off by the river there's a small shack and a kind of a decrepit looking dock with like a broken boat kind of sunken into the lake there. And there's a few small fields and then another house nearby right along the lake there. And there's this kind of scent of kind of seaweed, and there's some frogs hopping about, croaking. What time does it croak? And they're hopping around, hopping in the lake, disappearing. What are you gonna do?
Well, I go check out where that broken dock is, and remember the quest that I also would love to ride the rainbow fish.
It's a good day.
Make a perception check as you look out into the waves.
I think we need like a whale
14.
watching
I gloss the horizon of the Great Lake, and I rolled a 14.
I'd say you're kind of captivated by the beauty of the waves and the crests and the sparkling sun, which is kind of orange in the sky, drifting and reverberating off it. But after a moment, you do see like some strange movement in the distance, like some, not quite like a fish jumping, but like the crest of some fish just kind of surfacing momentarily. Almost like a bubbling of a school, but it's in the distance, you can't quite tell. But you do notice it's over there. Yeah, it's probably like 60 feet out.
Okay.
Could be the fabled rainbow fish.
How about I just wade out into the water?
You want to way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full send.
Okay. Yeah, as you just wait out there, make some kind of swimming check. Yeah, you good at swimming?
There's athletics.
So you're not good at swimming. Okay, that's fine. Do it.
He's a witch.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's 19.
So he's good at swimming.
Yeah, you're swimming over there quite stealthily. Make another check.
5.
Not the best, so you ran into like a rough patch for sure. Your foot kind of seems to be caught up actually in like some seaweed or something. You can try to free it.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You kind of leave your gear at home probably, unless you.
Yeah.
Or how do you want to try to get rid of it? On the shore rather, not at home. It's close enough.
Home would be bad.
I say I just like try like ripping it out, just like just using like strength.
Roll a strength.
But can I make it a dex?
You can, since you're a monk.
Mm.
It's an attack roll.
19.
There you go. So you just kind of slide out of the seaweed, I would say, and do another swimming check.
What was that? 9.
So I would say you kind of get close to where the school was.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to have disappeared. Do you want to do like a perception check?
Yeah.
As you're just kind of floating out in the sea.
You get this in the shit. Oh, 1.
Yeah, you don't see the school about. It's nothing out here in the ocean.
Alright. I just kind of like lay back and just decide to leisurely go back to shore.
Okay. I will say, as you get to the shore, you kind of notice your skin kind of tingly, as if from the water. Not really sure. Kind of hurts a little bit, but not too much. Kind of stings.
Like a rash.
Kind of like a rash.
Okay.
But yeah, there's just the houses around the cattails, the seaweed on the little bank there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do?
Go by the houses.
I want to go by those houses again. There's candles flickering inside there. There's this one house nearby and kind of a bigger dual house.
I just go and knock on it just because I'm wondering if they know if there's anything in the water,
You gotta do the knock sound.
Knuckle rap.
That's how monks know. Let's see. Pretty quickly, this old gray man swings the door open kind of towards you. Make a dex saving throw. You swiftly dodge the door. Describe it. Opens like towards you unexpectedly. There's this old man looking there with wide eyes. Just like, I'm just an old sailor who's retired. What brings you here?
I just went for a swim.
Did you see the sea monster of the lake?
No, I feel like I did. But
Richard.
Have
see
you?
it? I saw it many moons ago. Why are you here?
To ride the rainbow fish. And also, do you still play?
Everyone packed up and left years ago due to the sea monster. But not me. I stayed here.
Need coffee?
I'm sorry. I got a nasty cold.
Well, if you do, I am an herbalist. I might be able to create something for your troubles.
Oh, really? That'd be lovely. Do you want to make an herbalism
Yeah.
roll or something?
I'm gonna do like lemon ginger.
Helpful.
Oh.
How are you going to administer it? Gonna make him sniff it? You like
Burn it over an open fire.
You like it? It smells all right. Welcome to my house, though. This is my hearth. Like I said, what brings you here?
To ride the rainbow fish.
You ought to seek a new fishing hole, I reckon.
Well, thank you, sir.
But should you like to speak to the wise men, go next door.
I shall do that.
Thank you. I got my grandkids to think about, Get out of here. I saw the sea serpent firsthand. You leaving? Are you leaving?
I come back and I'm like, I thought you said you had not.
The sea serpent?
Yes.
Saw it years ago. But not the rainbow fish. Don't know what blind the rainbow fish is.
Are they the same?
Flashback mode. See the boat. The sea serpent killed my men. Tries to eat me. Everyone leaves. We're all sad. Why would you come here? You just trying to rile me up.
No. I'm just a seeker of knowledge and experience.
Make a persuasion check.
So, 18.
Well, I reckon if you harvest the brain of the sea serpent, it will provide much knowledge for you, traveler.
Thank you, Sarah. Take this into consideration. Good day.
Safe travels.
Take care of your 3 grandchildren.
Thank you.
I leave.
Where are you gonna go?
Next door.
Okay. Let's see here. You definitely got to the graves. You want to peek in that guy's window still?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's kind of like one rain cloud that's moved in just over the graveyard. It's kind of drizzling. Otherwise, the sky's pretty clear.
Okay.
You're gonna peek in the window. You want to make a perception check.
And yeah. 6.
Yeah, there's like a candle burning, but it doesn't seem like anyone's home.
Okay. I'm gonna go up further north and see if I can find that Lord guy's house.
Okay. It's got to walk up past the graveyard and up into. You can see some houses up in the distance. Little
Gonna
fires
go
burning.
there.
So you're going next door to the other people's house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So yeah, it's kind of like this, almost like a dualplex of 2 little cottages next to each other. Kind of thatched roofs, and stone. Got a knock on the door.
Yes.
It's kind of like a goose. Kind of like tries to block you from the door. How you gonna deal with it?
Nice goose.
Make
I'm
a
gonna go home.
Make a persuasion check.
Sorry, I always. 15.
The goose is like, oh. And it kind of just like nuzzle on you like a cat. Okay, you gotta knock on the door.
Yes.
Very quickly, the door swings inward this time, and there's this elderly elf standing there in like this very nice robe, very clean, and kind of just like this gray robe, very simple, but lies very flat. And he says, "What brings you here, Tredicor?"
How do you know my name?
I know many things.
I seek knowledge about this lake and how to find the rainbow fish.
Come in and sit on the mat. Yeah. So he kind of hands you a cup of tea. What kind of tea do you like?
Okay, let's see where it's gone.
It's a warm, kind of just steaming small cup of tea. As you're sitting on this little mat, this little room, there's this lamp. What kind of tea do you like though?
I like blood orange.
Well, that's what kind of tea it is.
Okay.
And he sits on the other side of this lamp on another mat. There's a mat beside him that's empty, but he says, "You can find the rainbow fish in the lake. Bring fresh meat for it. But what really brings you here, young traveler?"
A way for me to get into through the iron gates that have been blocked off and to continue on my quest to meet Abraham and hopefully find all of my companions that have not yet arrived in town.
There are many ways past walls. Consult the lords. or consult the knowledge of the elders. And you're like, just kind of claps his hands. Just kind of leaning forward, as if he's waiting for you to say something.
Thank you for that knowledge. But I also, in search of my companions in travel that have yet to return to town.
And just then, this man is going to walk in from this curtain in the distant part of the room. You kind of walk over and sit beside him. He is this similar looking human, this very tall, cleanly, slender man. But he's human, unlike his elfin counterpart. And he just silently sits there and kind of looks you over. And kind of takes off his backpack and starts leafing through a few papers. He says, "Are you sure that's why you're here?"
Mm-hmm.
And he'll look at his elfin counterpart, and they'll just kind of nod to each other. And the elf will say, "What really brings you here, Tredicor?"
I don't know.
Then I suggest you search within yourself. And they just wait patiently, kind of fold their arms as you guys are kind of huddled around this lamp. Eventually you do get to kind of the edge of this manor. There's these fancy sculpted ferns and bushes about, and this nice orchard and this nice farm. You see several huts in this large, kind of a large house, almost like a fort. It's got a wall around it, but it's kind of small. You assume this is the manor you were searching for. What are you going to do?
I'm going to draw a rough map of how I got there and picture it on the parking I stole. One of the papers.
Go ahead and draw your map.
Okay, but do I get to know how much farther up it is from here?
Look up here, there's the manor.
Should I just do that one?
You want to draw that map? You're welcome to draw a map. It's cool also just to know that you do.
Okay,
If you actually want the utility and the function, I welcome you. But yeah. Any plan of attack for the manor? What are you going to go in there and do?
I'm winging it.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna go up to the gate, the outer gate wall thing.
Okay. Yeah, so just kind of past the cottage and the villages. There's kind of a few houses and stuff. So he's gonna walk over there. You can try to be stealthy.
Just gonna walk.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're passing, this kind of farmer is sitting on his porch, kind of smoking a pipe, and he said, "Hey, you there? What are you doing here?"
I'm just out on a walk.
Make a persuasion check.
17.
So, oh,
Okay.
very well then. Have a very good afternoon then, man.
You too.
It is afternoon, and yeah. What are you gonna do now? Okay, just gonna hop the fence, a little
Is
stone
there a
wall.
gate or anything?
Not on this side. You don't notice a gate.
Just follow around the perimeter until I find a gate.
Okay. Yeah, basically on the opposite side, there is kind of a gate made of wood, just around this stone wall. Yeah.
And there's no guards.
There are no guards.
It's locked.
It is locked.
I knock on it really loudly, with both fists.
Nobody seems to come for quite a while. How long are you gonna wait?
Just sit back down and keep drawing the map.
Okay.
I'll wait however long it takes.
Try your map. It better be beautiful by the time you're done with it. And you're just sitting in there with the lamp and the two elders.
My quest has ever been changing. My long-term one is to find the knowledge to return it back to my monastery. And I'm hoping that is what has brought me here. More knowledge.
The human kind of ponders, rubbing his chin, and says, "Perhaps then you should enter the gates." Here, and pulling out of his backpack, he gives you this map and says, "This should suffice for you." And the two of them kind of stand up and will walk away behind the curtain.
Okay. And they just disappear.
They kind of just go behind the curtain into the other part of the room, it would seem.
Should I follow? I follow.
You're gonna follow them? Cool. Over there, you see just past this kind of blue linen curtain, one of them off sitting in a chair to the left, the other turns around and they're right in front of you and says, "Tredicor, you need more information." The elf, he says, "What brings you here?"
Wrong door.
Don't worry, child. If you need me to read your future, I'll always be here.
Alright. I thank them again. And leave. Duh.
What duh?
Oh. The skin rash for swimming in Poison Lake.
Yeah, I'll do it once.
I was gonna say this is kind of a nice little ending. But
Actually, I like it too. Like, getting this map right here.
Yeah. You both got a map. You learned some cool stuff. You got a lot of quests.
A map.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Really?
I'm making a map too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Also, you're both kind of in like
Good,
cool
like-
cliff-hanging kind of spots.
Yeah,
in a
you're
way.
sitting in front of the gate fence, and I'm just like leaving a spooky meeting.
You're just leaving the house of these elders. And I think you could earn this quest.
Yes.
Enter Ironhaven. Well, you have to say it.
Enter Ironhaven.
Nice. You said it. Yeah, that was good. That was pretty fun. That was the most fun session. Good job, guys. Good job, team.
Woo!
Probably the most
It
fun
was just
session.
like kind of just like I don't know. This definitely just reminded me of, like side quest missions.
Yeah.
Like when you enter like a small village before the big town, big keep. They're like, "I'll help us traveler."
Yeah, that's good. This was probably my favorite session of D&D ever. Though. Good job, guys. Favorite part was you guys had a little conversation, and I was just like,
Oh,
I didn't have to do any work. This is nice. This was good. It's unbelievable.
Damn.
Oh, hell yeah. Oof, my notes are even more confusing now. Again. So I just jumbled them up. Had two different adventures going on.
Yeah.
I like that though. The art of the cliffhanger. That's what I got to practice. I was like, oh, okay, you can do that? Cool. But you're over here.
I really liked, for some reason, the way that I had to do a deck save for the door opening the wrong way.
That was so random. I was just like, this would be cool. He can win. He'll do it.
Yeah.
I figured you'd do it.
But just imagine, like, just in the story, but like, you lose like 2 health for standing in front of a door.
You gotta start on the long rest.
it'll get you.
It'll quench ya. Cactus juice.
Wow, there's so many secrets. Wow.
Your cow.
Oh, perfect. Meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
Let me see. Is that the cow?
Yep.
Ooh, it's a very nice drawing of the keep.
It's very
He likes
Pagoda-esque.
pagoda style.
the plot thickens. Character develops.
I did a hobby.
You helped evolve the world. And you both got a inspiration this session.
Yeah.
You didn't use it. Normally if it's like very dire, I'll be like, oh, use your inspiration.
Remember how
Reroll.
inspired you felt? I guess till next time I'll just keep adding details to my map.
Lovely.
Because I'm just
You're
standing there
just
till
sitting
they
there
answer.
drawing.
If they don't answer, I'm not going.
Not busting into the keep, huh?
No, I will if they don't answer after a while.
Yeah.
That's why I stole that axe.
I was gonna say,
It's wooden.
why did you get the X?
I need to draw it before that happened in case I don't want to talk about what happened.
Yeah, you have a pretty deep secret going on right there. You're hiding things from me.
You're sure I can trust you, right?
Nice.
If you do the apple, then how are you feeling?
That old guy. Just like, I'm trying to help you find your son. Here, come sit on my chest with me. Just like, yeah,
Have some bread.
nice robe. I'm an old man. It looks amazing.
I don't know what I'm doing.